Hey everybody, Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another weekly fragrance rotation video. This is video number 10, and as always, I'm going to go over the fragrances I wore last week and just kind of give you a rundown on what I think of them. So we're going to go and start off with Wednesday of last week. I went with Mercedes-Benz Cologne. So this is one that I just featured in a video where I compared Dior Cologne with a bunch of its similar fragrances, and this one was one of the ones in that video. If you haven't checked that video out, go ahead and do that now if you're interested in Dior Cologne alternatives. But just to tell you straight up right now, out of all the ones that I've tried so far, this one is my favorite. This stuff gets very close to Dior Cologne, and it does it at a really good price. From what I've seen, this one is a little bit harder to find. I got this one off of fragrancebuy.ca a while back, but I believe FragranceNet has them back in stock. At least last time I saw, they have them in stock, so definitely go check there. Go check out Fragrance Buy. I'm not sure if this is discontinued or what's going on, but it has been getting a little bit harder to find. So that's something where if you're looking to pick this up, make sure you grab it while you still can. But this stuff very, very close to Dior Cologne, and as a lot of you know, that's one of my favorite scents. I love that stuff. Unfortunately, it is a little bit expensive for what it is. It is a pretty simplistic citrus fragrance. The performance isn't that great. It is up there in price, but what's nice about this fragrance here, this stuff gets really close to it, and you don't have to spend as much as you would for Dior Cologne. So if you want something that gets you close to that scent without having to pay the price of a Dior fragrance, definitely get your hands on this one. This stuff is incredible. Performs a little bit better on my skin than Dior Cologne does, but really I'm not looking for performance here too much. What I'm more looking for is how close it gets to the actual fragrance itself. And again, you can check out that video I did for more in-depth information on this scent, but this stuff gets really close. This stuff is very well done. On Thursday, I went with Mancera Cedrat Boise. So this is one of those fragrances that I often forget that I even have. I really don't reach for this one that often, but every time I do, I'm reminded by how much I love this scent. This stuff smells incredible. It's this nice, fruity, woody fragrance. Really nice for the summertime here right now, but this is one that I even wear into fall and winter too, because this stuff is so strong. It has a lot of depth to it that it could work really well all year round. For me though, it's really hard to beat this in the spring and summertime in the nice warm weather. This stuff does great. Really nice smelling stuff. So this one does get compared to a Ventus, and to be honest with you, I don't see the comparison all that much. In the opening, I get just a little bit of a hint of something that would smell like a Ventus or that DNA, but after that it goes in a completely different direction. This stuff definitely not an Ventus clone, and in my opinion not even an Ventus alternative either. They're completely different fragrances, and I would reach for them at completely different times. So this is not redundant to own if you already have a Ventus. So that's one of those situations where you really want to take other reviews with a grain of salt. Again, if you look on Fragrantica, there's a lot of people saying that this is very close to a Ventus or a good alternative to it. In my personal opinion, I would disagree. Regardless of that though, this scent is still fantastic on its own, and one that's definitely worth trying out if you're looking for a nice summer fragrance with a lot of depth and really good performance as well. This stuff is very strong, lasts over 9-10 hours on my skin, strong projection as well. Really worth checking this one out. And this is a 120 ml bottle that you can pick up for usually around anywhere from $70 to $80 to $90 for a brand new one. Manceras are very reasonably priced for being a niche brand, and this is worth every penny. On Friday, I went with Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. So this one should be no surprise to you by now. This one's been showing up in quite a few of my rotation videos, and that's because obviously I wear it a lot. I'm a really big fan of this one. The performance is excellent, and it's just a really nice one for the summertime. Really reminds me of nice warm weather, and it's one that I like to wear a lot when I don't really have any idea of what I actually want to wear in terms of a fragrance. If I'm in a hurry to get out of the house, I'm going somewhere and I haven't picked something out yet and I haven't thought about it, usually this is the one that I'm going to just pick up and spray on because it's going to work for virtually any situation that I can throw at it. On top of that, the performance is excellent, lasts throughout the whole day and then some. projects very nicely as well. Just really one of the best dumb reach summer fragrances out there, in my opinion, at least in my collection. Really, you can put this thing through about anything and it's going to work well for you. It's going to last you the whole day. It's going to work good in pretty much any situation. This is just definitely a must-have in my opinion. Really, really nice stuff. And it does have a little bit of a unique factor as well, while still being mass-pleasing, and it's one that's not going to put many people off. Gets compared to Sauvage, gets compared to Dylan Blue, gets compared to Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, and so on and so forth. In my opinion, though, this one takes that type of DNA, puts a little bit of a twist on it, gives it more of an aquatic, salty touch, and in that gives it a little bit more of a unique scent as well, and that's what I really appreciate about it. The other fragrances I mentioned there are great, and I do own and love all of them, but there's something about this one that I really can't get enough of, and in the summer heat, this stuff is a rock star. So that's what I wore on Friday, Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. On Saturday, I went with this guy, Hugo Boss Reversed. So this is one that I've really been enjoying a lot lately. Not too many people are talking about this one. It says a newer release from Hugo Boss, and in my opinion, this stuff is fantastic. For the price that you can pick this one up for, which is around the $40 to $50 range for this 125 ml bottle, worth every penny of that. Highly recommend checking this one out if you're looking for a nice citrus vetiver fragrance. The stuff is killer. I've already done a review on this one as well, but just to give you a quick little idea, this kind of reminds me in a way of Roja Parfums Elysium, and I've talked about this multiple times on the channel, but this does have that type of vibe. Definitely not a clone of Elysium, and with that, I really wouldn't even consider it an alternative of Elysium. In my opinion, if you want Elysium, you're going to have to go with Elysium. But this does kind of put you in that same category as Elysium, a nice citrus in the vetiver, you know, that woodiness citrus mixture. It does kind of put you there and resembles it a little bit, but just not that much. That just kind of gives you an idea of what this is going to smell like for those of you who have checked out Elysium. That is one of my favorite scents, and it's no surprise that I'm a huge fan of this one as well. Performance is pretty solid on this scent for what it is, a mainly citrus-based fragrance, but the smell is incredible. Quality is really nice, and it's just one that you really need to check out if you're after a relatively unique citrus fragrance for summer. On Sunday, I went with Versace Man Eau Fraiche. So this is one of my favorites. This is a classic fragrance in my collection. This is one that I'm always going to have a bottle of it just because this is one of my first fragrances I ever picked up. And because of that, it does have a lot of sentimental value with me. On top of that, I just love how it smells. It smells incredible. If you would ask me what fragrance I have in my collection that smells the most like summertime, this is going to be probably up there towards the top of that list. Probably in my top 3 most summer smelling fragrances, which maybe I could do a video on that, like my most summery smelling fragrances, you know, maybe something like that. But this stuff really truly does just smell like summertime. That's really what it does. It smells like wearing this in the nice warm day in summer, just relaxing on vacation or whatever the case may be. This stuff really does that well. People do say that this one is played out, and I will agree that a lot of people do wear this. A lot of people do own this, but here where I live, pretty much no one else wears this or wears fragrances in general, so I can get away with wearing this one and not smelling like everyone else. I get good performance from this one, lasts me all day, about 8 hours or so, which is really solid for a citrus fragrance, and it's a really nice one for the price. Again, $40, $50 for a 100 ml bottle. Really worth checking out. I do carry this fragrance along with most of the other fragrances in this list on my website. If you head on over to chaosfragrances.com, you can browse through a little over 1,000 different designer and niche fragrances. I have all of the main brands covered, designer and niche. So if you're looking into picking up some bottles, definitely go check it out there. Have some of the most competitive prices around, and on top of that, I offer really fast shipping as well. So you don't have to wait too long to get your package. Just wait 2 or 3 days and it's going to be at your door. Really quickly, I also want to point out a new feature that I've added to the website. I know a few people have used this already, but for any out of stock fragrances on the website, you can actually enter your email address on a little box there, and as soon as that product gets back in stock, you'll be emailed. So that's something that will help you out if you're wanting to pick something up and it's out of stock. As soon as it goes back in stock, you'll get emailed right away. That way you can pick it up if you want to, so you don't miss out on it again. I know that's something that a few people were requesting because there are quite a few out of stock products on there. Stuff goes pretty quick, so if you want to pick some stuff up, you want to do it before it goes out of stock, but in the case that you do miss it, you can enter your email and you'll be notified. On Monday, I went with Parfums Vintage Exultant Le Musk Intense. So this one is inspired by Bond Number 9 Bleecker Street, and this is the intense version, which basically takes the blueberry note that Bleecker Street is known for and amps it up even more. So I personally don't own a bottle of Bleecker Street at this time, and really after having this stuff, I'm not too much in a hurry to pick it up. This stuff is very nice, very close to Bleecker Street. Again, if you want something that's close to actual Bleecker Street, like more of a cologne, go with the regular version. This is the intense version, which, like I just said, amps up the blueberry. So it is still very close to Bleecker Street, but just takes that blueberry, amps it up a little bit more. I really love how this stuff smells. It's a great scent for summertime. Performance is really solid as well. Just a really nice take on Bleecker Street. And again, this is one that I don't really reach for that often, but when I do, you know, I always think to myself, why don't I wear this more? Because it smells really nice. So that's what I wore on Monday, Exultant Le Musk Intense. And finally, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up on Tuesday. I went with Creed Virgin Island Water. So this is going to be a summer staple in pretty much everyone's collection. Those of you out there who haven't smelled this one, this is one you should definitely check out. Stuff smells incredible. It's nice lime, coconut, and a little bit of a boozy quality as well. Very nice pina colada smelling fragrance. Really good for the summertime, for casual wear in the summer, if you're on vacation, if you're chilling, doing any sort of just laid back type of activities in summertime and you want something that smells fun and casual, this stuff would be the one for you. So that was it, guys. That was my weekly fragrance rotation. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys wore last week. And of course, don't forget to check out my website, chaosfragrances.com. Got all the main designer niche brands covered, competitive prices. So if you're looking into picking up some bottles, definitely go check it out. And that's it, guys. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. That way you're notified of every time I upload. I'm trying to stick with about 5 videos a week. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get them on your phone or computer or wherever else you're watching. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.